Hey folks, it's Brian. Got to play RQG last night. Continuing on with that nasty battle in the wall passage and the tunnel, but they didn't really do much with the tunnel. But remember last time we were actually in the middle, towards the start of the battle, I guess it was. The party had found the tunnel and were investigating that, found a couple of zombies in there, fought them for a bit, and then pulled out because roughly that time a party of other folks showed up in the hallway. A heavy fighter, a light fighter, another heavy fighter, actually a priest, and two newtlings show up. So they're in the fight. And we continue things going on. The entire game last night was this battle. It's like, maybe 3 hours long. We did start the session with some discussion of not necessarily rules, but world understanding, perceptions, that kind of thing. How I view my world, how I'm trying to put pieces together so that it makes sense to me and is consistent. That's some of the things I do, but I didn't capture that on the video. Excuse me. But the way that the battle went, it fluctuated a couple times where the party thought for sure they were TPK'd. They ended up winning. They did lose the cat. The cat, and this is another rule thing that I have problems with. You've got an animal with natural weapons, right? Claws and biting, right? And you got a defense against those. One of the things came up, okay, the cat gets 2 claws and a bite on the same strike rank. Do you have a single parry against all 3 attacks? Or do you parry each one going -20, -40, -60? That's something that I just went ahead with. Well, the guy was at -20 because he'd already defended that round against another attacker. But it'd be, normal parry, -20, -40. And there's a discussion going on back in my head about, okay, if you parry with your shield once and then dodge second time, is the dodge at a -20? If I remember right, the way the rules are written, the dodge would still be at -20. But having, been in some simulated fights, I'm not sure if that's necessarily correct. I can certainly see that, trying to block multiple blows, things going down, your persistent chance of doing that is significantly decreased. I can buy up on that, no problems there. But if you're parrying off of one but dodging a different one, I'm not sure. I can kind of see the split in not perception, but attention. I'm still working on that one. But anyway, so the cat did do a special claw, another claw, missed the bite, did massive damage to the guy's legs, the light fighter's leg. He went down. Next round does the rake, does a lot of massive damage to the guy's leg. He's down, so he casts a piece of rune magic for his attack. But rune magic takes your whole rounds of action, so he can't cast the rune magic and still attack. So next round, hopefully he survives long enough to do the next round. He did. Hits the cat. No, he didn't. It was somebody else on the cat. Well, he did a parry. He did a parry against the bite. That's what got to the whole previous thing about the 3 attacks deal. He did a parry against the bite. The bite failed. He got a special parry. So the special parry does damage against the bite. Bites his head. Did 15 points of damage. He had bear strength, I think it is, running. So he's got 2d6 damage bonus, plus a d6 for his large shield, right? So that's 3d6 damage. Did 15 points to the cat's weapon, his head, and of course that expresses that he's dead. So visually, that was pretty cinematic and looked pretty cool. It's nice. So the cat is dead. The cat can rake out a lot of damage, but it's got no defense. It's only got so many hit points, and it's got no armor. It's got a pretty decent dodge, though. But you can't dodge a special parry against your attack, right? Weird stuff happens. So the cat's dead. The light fighter goes unconscious. He's at -2. So we've got the heavy fighter left, and we've got the priest. Oh, there have been some befuddles going on. I forgot to mention it. The darkness elemental went through and hit 2 other guys. Did affect the male dark troll. So he was encompassed with fear, essentially demoralized for 20 minus con rounds. Got like 7 rounds he was demoralized for, but he's fearful. So he wasn't actually engaged in combat, so he's just kind of standing back. He was also befuddled from the priest. The priest got befuddled by the female dark troll. So while David has been attacking him with his rapier, the priest, has been able to. He dodged 1 attack. The rest of them just missed. He's got that Shimmer 4 up, so that was causing all kinds of problems for David. But he just, kept back, try and get him. Subutai has been attacking the light fighter, but he reached over and did a heal 2 on Ingrillar, which brought Ingrillar positive in total hit points. So he got up to attack. I don't believe he actually made any attacks. Everything was over. Oh, that's right. He cast like a disruption and then got up and stepped back to get away from the combat. When he moved out of the combat, that opened that space up for the priest, who made his befuddle roll finally. So there's like 3 rounds of befuddlement on him, and so he does a transition and moves to take that spot so that he is back against the wall next to their heavy fighter, which is back against the wall, and everybody's in front of him. That's the defense position he took. And David got a free attack, but it missed. So they got the 2, but the heavy fighter is now facing off on Subutai, the male dark troll, and the female dark troll. Female troll had moved up. Dark troll finally got his befuddle. He must have made his roll, and so he moved. So all is attacking on the heavy fighter guy, and he got hit in the head twice. Once only did 1 point or 2 points of damage to him. He's got like 6 in the head, if I remember right. He's a hefty guy. But the second hit to the head was the male dark troll or the female dark troll at this point. But they all do significant amount of damage. Got him to the head, put him to -4 in his head, which is simply unconscious. He slumps to the floor. The priest guy sees that. Next round, first strike rank, he casts guided teleport. He's gone. Lightning bolt flashes. He's no longer there. So the party disarms and disrobes and ties up the 2 fighters. The Newtlings kind of got away. The light fighters unconscious due to total hit points. Heavy fighters unconscious due to head hit points. They gag him, tie him all up. And then they start amongst themselves figuring out, okay, we need some massive healing. Do we just leave now and come back later? But David kept saying, we've got some momentum here. We should probably keep it. What can we do to mitigate our situation? So they've got 2 storage crystals. If people pump them full, can we get healing enough on the 2 people that were hurt, were damaged badly, to get them to some level of parity? And they were able to figure that out because the dark trolls, the male dark troll cast bludgeon 2 on his maul, but the female dark troll just cast that befuddle. She hasn't really done much magic wise, so they got plenty of magic points. Everybody else is pretty much down magic points because they've been doing stuff. So they're able to what's the word? dang, I lost it. Asset maintenance, that kind of thing, to coordinate that all out, and having to spend some rune points to cure wounds to actually heal stuff up. Oh, they did first aid, which is kind of handy. Although one of the first aid rolls fumbled, so they did more damage to the person's leg. Fun times. They did first aid where they could, and then they did the cure wounds to heal up what they could, using the two storage crystals and everybody's magic points to kind of balance things out. And that's where we ended the session. So the party that came down has been captured or is gone. The zombies are still there, and the party has been healed up pretty much. I think Arestra's down 1 hit point somewhere. Probably her chest, or maybe her leg. Not sure which, but that's where she is. Not Arestra, Subutai, because the player that was playing Arestra was actually playing Subutai this session, because our player for Subutai is a news photographer, and he's going to the Olympics, so we won't see him for a number of weeks. So we'll have to figure out what we can with that. Arestra comes conscious because she got her magic point back, and so they start working things out. And that's pretty much where we ended the session. Interesting that fight went way into the bad guys being on top to the flip of the dice, and all the bad guys are out. But a couple of them got away. Happy gaming.